The Galaxy S26 Ultra is now only a couple of months away, and the leaks spilling out are so detailed it feels like Samsung has already revealed the phone themselves. Huge upgrades, a few unexpected cuts, and a nearly complete picture of what's coming. Today on Tech Torch, I'm breaking down the cleanest look yet at Samsung's next big flagship, including confirmed specs, pricing expectations, and the launch window everyone's watching. Ever since the S21 Ultra, Samsung has kept the same overall blueprint for its Ultra series. And while the S25 Ultra delivered power, it didn't give fans that next-level jump many hoped for. For some, it even felt underwhelming. But this is where the S26 Ultra steps in. The leaks now paint a nearly finalized image, and the changes are real. A blend of standout upgrades, solid refinements, and a couple of frustrations mixed in. Let's start with the new design, because this is where Samsung finally shakes things up. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is going slimmer and lighter, completely opposite of what Apple is doing with the heavier iPhone 17 Pro Max. With a 7.9mm profile and roughly 214 grams of weight, Samsung is pushing for a more elegant look. Softer corners, a smoother chamfered edge, and even the S Pen has been reworked to fit better inside the thinner frame. The S Pen tweak is small but noticeable. The clicky top is now curved so it sits cleaner in its slot, though Samsung has removed Bluetooth support this time around. The bigger shift happens on the back. Instead of the separate floating camera rings from the S25 Ultra, the S26 Ultra moves to a raised camera island. It looks far more polished and premium, but does this redesign translate into a huge camera upgrade? We're getting close to that part. The overall redesign pushes the S26 Ultra toward a sleeker, more modern vibe. Thinner lines, softer edges, and a cleaner finish across the entire frame. The display size remains the familiar 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED, but the real improvement comes from the new generation tech powering it. According to Ice Universe, Samsung is switching to the M14 panel, and while the peak brightness sticks to 2600 nits, efficiency is where the real gains appear. Paired with Samsung's CoE technology, this new display is expected to squeeze out notably better battery performance. There's also a new privacy feature called Flex Magic Pixel, which automatically dims viewing angles so people around you can't peek at your screen. Samsung's displays are already among the best in the world, and with these upgrades, the S26 Ultra pushes things even further, even though some early rumors had promised something even bigger. Up front, this selfie cutout is noticeably larger than what we saw on the S25 Ultra. That's because the 12-megapixel front camera now has an 85-degree field of view, wider than the previous 80-degree lens. But the main camera system is where everyone's attention really is. Leaks are mixed, but most reports suggest the core setup stays similar to last year, with only one lens receiving a meaningful bump. Let's dive into what that actually means. You're still looking at a 200-megapixel main sensor, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel 5x periscope, and a 10-megapixel or possibly 12-megapixel 3x telephoto. The apertures on the main and 5x lenses appear slightly wider, which should improve low-light performance. But the biggest change hit the processor strategy. Earlier leaks suggested Samsung would split Snapdragon and Exynos across all S26 models, but things have shifted in a very good direction. The regular S26 and S26 Plus, Samsung is reportedly giving the Ultra Qualcomm's top-tier Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy globally. That's a huge relief, because no one wants the Ultra tied to Exynos, especially when benchmarks show it's getting closer to Apple's A19 Pro, but still not fully matching Qualcomm's latest performance. Ice Universe also reports that the S26 lineup will use 12 GB of LPDDR5X RAM running at 10.7 GB per second. Many fans hoped Samsung would finally start at 16 GB, but the improved speed should still boost multitasking and AI-heavy features. Before we jump to the price and release info, let's go through the upgrades that matter the most: charging, efficiency, and thermals, because this is where Samsung has finally listened to long-time complaints. Even though the 5,000 mAh battery remains unchanged, the new chipset and power-efficient display should noticeably extend battery endurance. The bigger jump is in charging. Samsung is finally moving past 45 watts and stepping up to 60-watt wired charging. On top of that, Samsung is reportedly improving cooling, which should help the S26 Ultra maintain performance under heavy load. Now let's talk timing. Despite early rumors claiming Samsung might delay the S26 Ultra until March, the latest leaks say otherwise. The phone is still expected to follow Samsung's usual unpacked window. That means the reveal should land in late January, with sales starting around mid-February. Pricing looks unchanged too, with the base model likely starting at $1299, same as the S25 Ultra, which is great news for anyone planning to upgrade. So, what are your thoughts on these latest leaks? Do the upgrades feel meaningful, or were you expecting something more dramatic from Samsung this year? Drop your opinion in the comments, and if you want to see more deep dive leak coverage, check out the next Tech Torch video. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.